they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters using stone town fort in the rift. Might consider joining up myself.
You're not one of my workers. What are you doing here? You hard of hearing. I run this smelter, and I'm late meeting our silver quota. What do you want? What? No. Thonar Silverblood owns it. He owns everything in Markarth. But he hands all the paperwork over to Nepos, the nose, to finish. That old man's back is heavy with burden. Until next time.
Can't talk. Alice will beat me if I stop working.
Lovely on this.
I died for my people.
Everyone stay back. The Markarth City Guard have this all under control. There are no Forsworn here.
He was after Margaret? Why?
We'll handle things from here. Move along. I said move along. The Forsworn are just a bunch of madmen. We have everything under control. Stay out of it. That's right. It isn't.
Gods. A woman attacked right on the streets. Are you alright? Did you see what happened? Forsworn? Strange. Well, I hope the Eight
We'll
give you more
handle
peace in
things
the
from here.
future for what it's worth.
Move along.
Did you see that, madman? A Forsworn agent, here in the city. Think he worked down at the smelter. A lot of laborers there are sympathetic to the Forsworn. They promise people they'll kill off all the Nords that rule over the Reach. Nothing but murderers and saboteurs. Did you just see that woman getting attacked in front of us? We're closed. This has ruined my entire day.
We'll handle things from here. Move along.
Traveling in the Reach is dangerous. You need a good carriage. It's an old city. Legends say dwarves built it first. Then after they vanished, the natives moved in. Finally, the Nords took over around Tiber Septim's time. That bent a few folks' arms the wrong way. They just called themselves the people of the Reach. Lot of common blood with the Bretons by the looks of them. Used to have their own kingdom till the Nords came. Now they're at the bottom of the hay pile. That's right, at least according to them scholars. Stonework's clearly not Nord, that much is for sure. Old elven fella named Calcimo, up in Understone Keep's the one you want to talk to for more about that. Wrote all those books. That's right. Whole group of the natives called the Forsworn rose up against the Nords. drove them out. Then old Frick Stormcloak came with his militia. That must have been a sight to see him shouting folks to death. You'd think that'd be the end of it. But those Forsworn are still in the hills, and they're as wild as wolves. Until next time.
What happened to you, Pop? The Forsworn have taken Krollskager mine. We're the only ones left.
You two head inside and get some rest. I'll send word to the Jarl. Damn Forsworn. Only a matter of time before they hit here, too. Seems Krollskager mine got hit by Forsworn. Those madmen get more bold every season. Pavel and Gat are the only survivors. I'll be sending word to the Jarl about this, but I don't know when help will come. I'm sure Pavel would be grateful, and we'd all rest a little easier. But that's nonsense. You can't handle a group of Forsworn by yourself. If their axes don't get you, their magic will. That I do. If you want to grab a pickaxe and dig up some iron, feel free. I'll pay for anything you bring me. Until next time.
Krollskager, overrun with Forsworn. What next?
Hello there, fellow traveler. One itinerant minstrel and wandering wastrel at your service. Some may find their inspiration tucked away in tomes, or by carousing in the cities, but I find it here, in the vast expanses of Skyrim.
Important deliveries to make. No time for chatting.
I have to wonder, what does the Dragonborn do once he's summoned by the Greybeards? Can the Thune be taught like any skill?
You should head on inside. Aldis or Schooley can take care of you.
Ah, a visitor. Old Rolden Inn has hundreds of years of history, friend.
You'll be looking to rent Tiber Septim's room, I take it?
That's right. In the Second Era, Tiber Septim himself led the army that conquered Old Rolden from the barbarians of the Reach. Septim would later found the empire that united Tamriel, but his first known battle and victory was right here. And this inn has the very bed the great general slept in on his first night as Old Rolden's liberator, as good as it was hundreds of years ago.
Have a good rest. It's the big room with the double bed.
I'll show you to your room, right this way.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Hjalti, is that you? I've been waiting. You promised me, Hjalti. You promised that when we sacked Folden, you would make me your sworn. And I've waited. Even after the enemy's arrows dug into my chest and their hammers crushed my bones, I've waited. Give me your sword, Hjalti, that we may become brothers, as you promised. I long to taste battle again. You don't remember me, Hjalti? 2 campaigns we served together. You saved my life time and time again.
This is the old Roldan Inn. Clean beds and strong drink.
Do you think the ghost is one of Tiber Septim's dead men? Mara have mercy, that gave me a fright. Old Roldan is the stone that the Empire's history is built on. A sword. I remember a legend that Tiber Septim had attacked one of the enemy camps before he came to Old Roldan. It could be there. I'll mark it down on your map. Hjalti? I never heard of anyone named Hjalti. Tiber Septim had many names. Maybe that's one of them. Yeah,
If you drink too much, watch your tongue, stranger. We don't take back talk in this inn. Magic? That's dangerous. Hey, I know. The Jarl's wizard could teach you. He's lots closer.
You should head on inside. Aldis or Skuli can take care of it. Whoa there!
I don't know where you're going, but stay out of that mine. It isn't safe. We tunneled into an old Nordic crypt. The whole place is crawling with Draugr. We're not mining up any ore with those undead around, so I wouldn't go down there if I were you. You're joking, right? Those bone walkers will tear you limb from limb. But if you want to get yourself killed, go ahead. We're keeping the mine closed until that crypt is clear.
Where are these vampires coming from? We need to wipe them out before things get worse.
Greybeards have summoned the Dragonborn to High Hrothgar. Such a thing has not happened for hundreds of years.
If you need a meal or room, I've got both. Bit of advice. Folks here don't care for magic or those that use it. If you're intent on it, either that or go see the Jarl's court wizard. I only take real coin here. No handouts and no bartering. That fool son of mine, Eric, wants to be an adventurer. He's a good-natured lad, but he's got no idea how dangerous the world really is.
You've got a lot of nerve showing yourself in this town again. What do you have to say for yourself? Sorry's not good enough. Not while my Gleda's still out there alone and afraid. You kidnapped her and sold her to that giant. You're damn right it does. I'll never breed another prize-winning goat like Gleda. And don't you think of coming back to Rorikstead until you get her back from that giant. You really don't remember stealing a goat and selling her to a giant? Are you thick? Go get her. At least she's bound to follow you back. You smell just like the fermented feed she likes. You didn't seem to need either to sell Gleda to the giant in the first place. I think you'll figure it out. Until next time.
This is the end for you.
Name's Ennis. If you've got friends who do business in Whiterun, they might know me. You talked to Reldith yet? She's like a mother to me. Gladder! And not a scratch on her. I still can't figure out why you stole her. You left a note Only bit I could make out was repaying Isolde in Whiterun, and even that's mostly scribbles. Guess you could try there. Until next time.
Did you see those guards? Honest pay for honest pay for honest work. Do I detect a bit of jealousy in your tone? I see in your eyes that you think I jest. I assure you I don't. I am proud, and rightfully so, of the work we do. Working the soil with your hands, seeing your seeds take root and grow, tending a in Whiterun mostly. Ennis handles the business arrangements. Ennis prides himself on his shrewd business schemes. For my part, I'm far happier working with cattle and crops than with people. Until next time.
The Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. If you think you've got what it takes, our headquarters is in Solitude.
So, you're finally back. Look, I've been patient, but you still owe me. It's not about the money, really. I wouldn't have given you the wedding ring on credit if you weren't so obviously in love. But if there isn't going to be a wedding, the least you can do is give the ring back. That was one of my best pieces. You went right out to give it to your fiancé. Don't you even remember? And after you told me that sweet story of how you met in Witchmist Grove, I can see why she left you. How could you forget? It was the sweetest story I'd ever heard. You met at the full moon, under the biggest tree in Witchmist Grove, surrounded by fireflies. It was straight out of a storybook. I'm sure your bride-to-be will tell you when and where the ceremony will be. If she still wants to marry you when you tell her you can't afford the ring. All right. You're mean when you're sober. You said the ceremony was going to be in Morvenskar. You said your friend Sam was going to be your best man. Farewell.
you.
If you're one of the Jarl's men, you'll get your lumber. Angus Mill pays its debts. Sorry, I thought Skald the Elder sent you. We've got an order to fill, and he's not known for patience. Look, if you're heading towards Dawnstar anytime soon, can you give the Jarl this note? Let him know he'll get his lumber. Thanks. If you've got an axe, you can always make gold chopping wood. Just bring me everything you cut. That I am. My father left it to me after he died in the Great War against the elves. I don't care what's going on in the world. Rebellion, dragons awakening. The mill is enough trouble for me to worry about. All right then.
mind's playing tricks on me. What was that?
Supper at my hand.
All day and night. What do I do?
You
I work for you. Why do they need me? We use magic, weapons. I swear, they're making me do this for a laugh. At least I thought prisoners.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about what goes...
Think you stand a chance? Was that? It's nothing.
All day and night.
Need something?
A few septims from
Hold it there. Keep your distance. Another girl killed. This is Susanna, from Candlehearth Hall. Served me a drink just a few nights ago, but I can't say I knew her.
I ask only for a little charity.
Susanna's the third. It's always the same. Young girl, killed at night, body torn up. We are stretched thin as it is with the war. Nobody has the time to spend on this. Not pleasant, but it's the truth.
Will you spare
If you want to help, ask some of these gawkers if they saw anything useful. I'm going to examine the body before the rats can get to it. No lollygagging.
This is a shame. No, sorry. But I did notice that her coin purse was still intact. I'm going to keep preparing the body, if you'll
Couldn't
excuse
possibly
me.
be the Dragonborn of legend, could you?
Always? Sorry. I thought I saw a fellow running away, but
Just
didn't
a
get a
few
good look at him.
septims. Another one. Terrible. I heard a scream and came running, but she was already... like this when I got here.
Always sad when someone has to die.
You hear the news? Just like always. Nobody saw anything useful. Bastards escaped again. Look, friend. If you think you can do better than the Legion of Guards, be my guest. You'll need to talk to the steward, though. We can't just let anyone... If he's willing, then we'll talk.
A few septims from the supper is all I ask.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on Whiterun.
And what would you have me do?
If he's not with us, he's against us.
He knows that. They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send Bolgraf a stronger message?
If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more powerful statement, don't you think?
So we're ready to start this war in earnest then?
Soon.
I still say you should take them all out like you did dead King Torrig.
Torrig was merely a message to the other Jarls. Whoever we replace them with will need the support of our armies.
We're ready when you are.
Things hinge on Whiterun. If we can take the city without bloodshed, all the better. But if not...
The people are behind you.
Many, I fear, still need convincing.
Then let them die with their false kings.
We've been soldiers a long time. We know the price of freedom. But people are still weighing things in their hearts.
What's left of Skyrim to wager?
They have families to think of.
How many of their sons and daughters follow your banner? We are their families.
Well put, friend. Tell me, Galmar, why do you fight for me?
I'd follow you into the depths of oblivion. You know that.
Yes, but why do you fight? If not for me, what then?
I'll die before elves dictate the fates of men. Are we not one in this?
I fight for the men I've held in my arms, dying on foreign soil. I fight for their wives and children whose names I heard whispered in their last breath. I fight for we few who did come home, only to find our country full of strangers wearing familiar faces. I fight for my people, impoverished to pay the debts of an empire too weak to rule them, yet brands them criminals for wanting to rule themselves. I fight so that all the fighting I've already done hasn't been for nothing. I fight because I must.
Your words give voice to what we all feel, Ulfric. And that's why you will be High King. But the day words are enough will be the day when soldiers like us are no longer needed.
I would gladly retire from the world, were such a day to dawn.
Aye, but in the meantime, we have a war to plan. I'm not sure you belong here, friend.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach a Jarl without summons. Do I know you? Is that so? Yes. You were with us in Helgen. Destined for the chopping block, if I'm not mistaken. Railof's alive? I hope that's true. He's a damn good man, but he hasn't returned yet. So I'll need to wait for his account. For now, speak with Galmar. I'm always looking for able fighters. Not everyone can say they made it out of Helgen. Seems we're all branded villains these days. So long as your criminal past stays in the past, and you fight for me with honor and integrity, we'll welcome you into our ranks.
Helgen, huh? Ulfric told us quite the story. If you made it through all that, you're likely worth something to me. But first, tell me, why does a Breton want to fight for Skyrim? You mistake me. I'm not saying no, just wondering about your intentions. We're not looking for sellswords. The Stormcloaks need dedicated men and women who are devoted to the cause and willing to die for it. Can't fault anyone for that. As long as you hate the Empire as much as I do, that I can work with. All right. But before I can put you to use, I need to know how much you can take. I have a little test for you. That's what I like to hear. So long as you can back up those words with steel. I'm sending you to Serpentstone Island. If you survive, you pass. If you die, well, you weren't going to be much use to me anyway. It's where men have tested their metal for ages. It's a strange rock formation, built by the ancients. Something about that place attracts the ice wraiths. You kill an ice wraith out there, and I'll have all the proof I need about you. We'll see about that, won't we? Here, take this. You'll need it. Use it on the island. Try not to die.
see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords. Curved swords. These are difficult times indeed, when men stalk their brethren like beasts. My men are stretched thin as it is. If you offer your aid, I gladly accept. The guards will be told to assist you. I'm happy to lend a hand as much as I can as well. City's quiet enough now, but when the sun goes down, you best keep on your guard. All right then. I noticed a trail of blood leading away from here. Helgud's taken the body into the Hall of the Dead to prepare for burial. She's a little crazy, but if she knows anything, it's dead bodies.
I lost my twin sister a while back. Have you ever lost anyone close? My father says we need to just get on with our lives. Like it's that easy.
Frost farm outside the city. It's honest work, if a bit dull.
Spare a coin. Talos rewards the generous. Will you spare a few coins to help someone who's got nothing? Spare a coin for a poor old woman. A few septims for my supper is all I ask. I ain't asking for much. Just a few septims.
I'll be fine.
Master, you're far too old for this sort of journey. We don't know what's inside.
I can... just...
You see, you're not well. Have a seat, and I'll fetch you some tonic.
Now, if there was a tonic that could help me, I would have found it by now. I'm so close to the answer. Just a man's life work is all. I finally derived the location of the White Phial, but this doting busybody won't let me get it. You would do that? It's good to know there are some people out there who are willing to help an old man. It's buried with its maker, Corral Mill, in a long-forsaken cave to the west of here. Corral Mill was a crafty one, even in death. You would need the skills of a master alchemist to reach its resting place. Luckily for you, I've already made the mixture. Here, take it. Please, don't dally. I've wasted enough time arguing with my useless assistant here. A legendary bottle, forged in the days when Skyrim was just starting its turn to ice. A small container, made of the magically infused snow that first fell on the throat of the world. It is said that the phial will replenish whatever fluid is placed inside of it. For an alchemist like myself, it is the most pure expression of my art. To create from nothingness is poetry. I've spent my entire life searching for it. It brought me all the way to these frozen reaches from the warm embrace of Somerset Isle. Entire years spent in libraries, seeking out tiny villages with local legends that contain but a whisper of a hint of the phial. I even named my shop after it, hoping that it might attract anyone who had heard of it. And now it's within my grasp. But the Eight, it seems, have chosen me for their amusement. For in my current condition, I'll never be able to lay my hands on it. Why are you still standing around here? Go get me the phial, you fool!
My master can be a bit short-tempered, but I've learned so much from him. It doesn't matter what I believe. Norellian does. And it might be the only thing keeping him alive right now.
If that's what you're here to do.
Are you kidding? I came all the way from Cyrodiil just to work with him. He's not the best teacher, but just watching him, I've learned so much. Mm-hmm.
I hope you have coin to spend, and you're not just here to gawk at my goods. May the 8. Ah, so you're an alchemist then. Why are you still standing around here? Go get me the file, you fool! May the 8 guide you to the file.
Got to thinking. Maybe I'm the Dragonborn, and I just don't know it yet. Terrible shame that. Seems we have a killer on the loose here in Windhelm. He's claimed 3 victims that I know of, so maybe there's more that haven't been found yet. All lovely ladies, too. Let's hope the gods find that demon soon, and introduce him to the headman's axe. If you're looking to pass the time, you can give Calixto a few septims and gawk at whatever oddity he's come across lately. If you're in need of goods, there's a market. If it's a soft bed and a hot meal you're after, there's Candlehurst Hall. There's an author named Adonato staying at the inn. He's published a few works of historical fiction. The clans Shattershield and Cruelseal see most of the gold that passes through the city. And obviously you have Ulfric, the Jarl and future High King. Oh, and that busybody Viola Giordano. She's got her nose in everyone's business, which I guess is one way of being prominent. Well, nothing. At least not anymore. Folk just call me that because of what I used to do. I was a sailor for many a year. I made my coin as a trader, and in time, I bought my own ship. When I retired here in Windhelm, most folk already knew me as Captain Lonelygale, and the name just stuck.
Everyone says Jorland Greymane is the best smith in Skyrim. I plan to change a few minds about that. Every bit as sharp as what you... I respect Jorland, but he has the good fortune to work the Skyforge. Something about the fires. If that makes any sense. I don't see these troubles as business. This is a labor of honor. To bring Ulfric his rightful glory, I would hammer Shore's bones. I might just have to. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. Whether it's armor you need or a new blade, come see me.
Assorted fruits and vegetables. All delicious and affordable.
Fresh fruit and vegetables for sale.
I don't haggle. If you want a lower price, look elsewhere. Just got here from the Somerset Isles. Lots of opportunity in Skyrim. It was difficult at first. The Nords of this city are at best suspicious of outsiders. But in time, I made the right friends. The Dark Elves are too proud and naive to understand the way things truly are, and so they continue to dwell in that slum. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Take home Windhelm's finest and freshest.
Thank you for your custom.
I've been a bit out of sorts since our daughter was taken from us. I'm sorry. She was very dear to me, and it's rather painful to think about. I'd rather not talk about my daughter, if you'll excuse me. Well, all right. What exactly do you need to know? Yerim? Well, I'm not sure what you think you'll find there, but you're welcome to have a look.
Large diagonal cut from left shoulder. Well, she's dead. But I guess that's not unusual, at least not for somebody in here. I mean, someone who's not me, that is. Sorry. Was only joking with you. Not really. The only unusual thing is the shape of the cuts. They look like they were made with... Well, the ancient Nords used these kinds of curved blades when they embalmed their dead. I don't know who in Windhelm would even have something like that. Other than me, of course. I wouldn't hold out too much hope. Now, I really got to get back to the body. A lot of work to prepare her for the grave.
Everyone says Yorland Greymane is the best smith in Skyrim.
My friend died. Things won't be the same.
Then it's true, what everyone is saying. That Aventus Aretino is doing the Black Sacrament, trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood?
Oh, Grimvar. Always with the nonsense. No, of course not. Those are just tales.
Fine, then I'll invite him out to play. He lives right there. I'm going to knock on his door.
No, child, wait! That boy, that house, they are cursed.
Ha! Then I'm right. I knew it. He's trying to have somebody killed.
All right, I won't deny it, child. What you heard is true. But Aventus Aretino walks a dark path. His actions can lead only to ruin. Now, enough. We will speak no more of this. I am the only friend you need. I try to keep Grimvar safe, but these are dangerous times. Yes, it is quite sad. A young boy, Aventus Aretino, lost his mother recently and was sent to an orphanage. But he has returned home, and people have heard strange chanting. They say it's the Black Sack. Why a little boy would want to contact a group of murderers is beyond me. But he is inviting evil into this city.
Do you know my father? He's really important. He even talks to the Jarlson. His name is Torsten Krulsey. He's really rich, because he owns a farm called Hollyfrost. He told me once that he wanted me to grow up and be a sailor, because that's where all our family names. But I don't want to be a sailor or a farmer. I want to be a warrior! The strongest one ever!
When Grimvar asks me why
Until
women
next
are being killed around the city, I don't even know what to say to him.
Sweet mother, send your child unto me, for the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. Sweet mother, send your child unto me, for the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. Sweet mother, send your child unto me, for the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. Please, how long must I do this? I keep praying, Night Mother. Why won't you answer me? Finally! My prayers have been answered! It worked! I knew you'd come! I just knew it! I did the Black Sacrament over and over with the body and the things, and then you came, an assassin from the Dark Brotherhood. You don't have to say anything. There's no need. You're here, so I know you'll accept my contract. My mother, she died. I'm all alone now. So they sent me to that terrible orphanage in Riften, Honor Hall. The headmistress is an evil, cruel woman. They call her Grella the Kind, but she's not kind. She's terrible to all of us. So I ran away and came home and performed the Black Sacrament. Now you're here, and you could kill Grella the Kind. Hurry. To be honest, I'm kind of lonely here. As much as I hated getting sent to Honor Hall, I really miss my friends there.
Listen to you. It's not that simple. Ulfric wants Skyrim for the Nords. He doesn't trust what he calls outsiders.
You've seen how we live. Cramped alleys, run-down buildings, few guard patrols. Even the name Grey Quarter is an insult.
I'll speak to Ulfric soon, but I make no promises that I can change his mind.
That's all I ask. With your help, we have a chance to make a better life for ourselves here. For that, I thank you. I thought the Grey Quarter would be a haven for my kind. I was wrong. Windhelm is divided into 4 quarters. The Grey Quarter is the one that's home to all the city's dark elves. If it looks to you like an impoverished slum, that's because it is. Ulfric prefers that we live in squalor. He has nothing but disdain for anyone who isn't a Nord. He tolerates us, but that's the extent of his hospitality. Not a day goes by that I don't think about returning to the ancestral home of my people. Still, even with the rough treatment we've had at the hands of Ulfric and his lot, it's probably more trouble to pack up and leave than it is to stay. Besides, Amberus can't run the corner club on his own. It was a pleasure.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions. All my goods are legitimate, which is more than I can say for some. I've scraped this collection together by whatever means I could. I do some business with the trade caravans, and I've picked up a number of items from adventurers like yourself. A few intrepid souls even brought some items back from Morvenskar, the fort southwest of the city. Of course nothing in here is stolen. Only a careless, shameful, idiotic fetcher would do something as stupid as to buy pilfered goods. Oh, by Azura, I've made a terrible mistake. I bought a gold ring, and Viola Giordano has been missing a ring that looks just like it. It's not that easy. She'd go to the Jarl if she knew I was even remotely involved. You have to get it to her some other way. Look, it's dangerous. But if you sneak the ring into her house, put it in a dresser or something, I will make it worth your while. Don't let Viola catch you in her house.
My job? Well, I'm the Watcher of the Wheel, which is exactly what it sounds like. I watch the wheel.
Be on the lookout. The butcher could be around any corner. I've been following him for months now. Well, not actually following. Trying to find him. The guards won't help. The people won't help. I'm the only one who thinks he can be caught. They say they're too busy with the war. I say, what good is winning a war if we're still terrorized by one of our own? Oh, they care, all right. They say I'm just snooping around bothering people. But I'm trying to save lives. Huh? What's it say? Woundfirth. There have been rumors swirling about him for years. As long as I can remember. But he's a dangerous man. That's why they call him the Unliving. I wouldn't approach him direct. This information needs to go straight to the steward. He'll listen to you.
I was one of the best soldiers in the Stormcloak army, until I took a sword to the chest.
I find your wolfish grin unsettling. For Ulfric? Well, nothing official. Known him for years. He seems to value my thoughts. I don't really have a mind for war, and I think he likes having an untrained opinion from time to time. Grew up here, cold as at Mora, but that just grows the beard thicker. Lot of history in these walls. We're trying to make some more. It's a lucky time to be alive. I've never seen anything like it. I would take this to Calixto at the House of Curiosities. He has a good eye for strange trinkets. Might even give you a bit of gold for it. Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
If you've got some time, stop by my House of Curiosities. I promise you'll see. My sister and I once traveled the world to assemble our collection. Let me see. Ah, yes. This is the Wheelstone. It's an heirloom symbol of the power of Windhelm. Traditionally, it's carried by the court mage. I would be interested in acquiring it, if you're willing to part with it, that is. For a piece like that, I could pay 500 gold. Wurnfirth? Bah, it's purely ceremonial, and he has no use for it. Besides, I wouldn't want to be the one to give it to him. Gives me the creeps. They say he dabbles in necromancy. Suit yourself. It's only of value to collectors, though. Good luck finding anyone else who will appraise it that highly. A most pleasant chat. Until the next.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the... I've never seen anything like it. Might even give you a bit of gold for it. Until next time.
Whatever you've heard I can do is probably true. No, but then I don't have much need for Ulfric. We both leave well enough alone. Whatever I don't already know. Power's the crux of this world. There's always more of it to be had, if you look in the right places. I beg your pardon? Necromancy. I am a member of the College of Winterhold. In good standing. They haven't allowed necromancy for hundreds of years. Strength and steel are well and good, but magic is the true power in this world. If Ulfric needs a favor, he has it. I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this. A strong sword arm wins battles, but a keen mind wins wars.
Hail, companion. I've never seen anything like it. I would take this to Calixto at the House of Curiosity. He has a good eye for strange things.
Welcome. Oh, let me know if you want anything. I think I've got a clean mug around here. Somewhere.
If you've got some time... The wheelstone? Have you decided to sell it yet?
If it's a mercenary you're looking for, you found him. There's no stronger sword on for hire in all Skyrim.
I still can't believe Isabella's gone. She was such a helpful young lass.
Name's Nils. I'm the cook up at Candlehearth Hall.
Be on the lookout. The butcher could be around any corner.
You couldn't possibly be the Dragonborn of legend.
I've been a bit out of sorts
Fair winds and calm seas.
since our daughter
That's an
was
sailor's
taken from
tactic.
us.
Poor Nilsine has been wrecked since her sister was killed. Please forgive
My friend
mood.
died.
still
Things
coming
won't be
to
the
terms
same
with
without
my
her.
brother's death.
Did you see the candle above the fire ups? It was lit 163 years ago, back when this building was the home of a grand war.
You see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords. Curved swords. Travel safely. It's dangerous out there.
I believe Galmar gave you something to do, so go do it.
The mine's always on the verge of collapse. Good thing I'm around to keep it up. Well, well, you actually did what you said you were going to do. I'm impressed. Here, let me teach you a thing or two about alteration magic. It's the least I can do. I can certainly share a bit of what I know.
You've retrieved the horn of Jörgen Runcorn. Well done. You have now passed all the trials. Come with me. It is time for us to recognize you formally as Dragonborn. You are ready to learn the final word of unrelenting force. Da, which means push. Da. With all three words together, this shout is much more powerful. Use it wisely. Master Wolfgar will now gift you with his knowledge of Da. Completed your training, Dragonborn. We would speak to you. Stand between us and prepare yourself. Few can withstand the unbridled voice of the Greybeards, but you are ready. Dovahkiin, you have tasted the voice of the Greybeards and passed through unscathed. High Hrothgar is open to you.